setting the tone for the week, getting my thoughts together, getting ready for the work week, baby. It never stops to grind, keeps grinding, baby. We got a good chest workout in today. Set the tone Sunday. The new week starts on Sunday. Y'all know my motto, man. We stand on the grind. We're going to stay on the hustle. We're going to stay consistent, keep working. If you've been locked in with me, I appreciate the support. All the love outpouring, man. You feel me, man? We just gonna keep working, man. We gonna keep staying consistent and keep showing up. If you don't show up for nothing else, show up for yourself, man. Even when nobody else is clapping for you, man, clap for your goddamn self, man. And believe in yourself. You gotta believe that you can do it. You gotta believe that you can win. You gotta believe that you are determined to be successful in life. If you don't believe in you, nobody else is gonna believe in you. Quick video though, financial video. We talking about money, wealth, building wealth, man. I love to do these type of videos, man, because I feel like it's not talked about enough, and I look back over the years, going to high school, when I went to college, they talked and touched a little bit about these things, but they didn't talk about it enough, man. This is the stuff they need to be having in schools, you feel me? They need to have classes, specifically on this type of stuff. They may have them already, but, when I was coming up, I look back on all the classes I took in high school and college, all the things, that I do in my day-to-day living as an adult, man. A lot of that stuff that I learned in high school and college, I don't even use. I'm just being realistic, man. It was cool. I did learn some stuff in high school and college. I graduated with both my degrees, but I'm like, man, looking back, man, the stuff that I really needed to be learning, to become successful, to have financial success and to be able to make sure I'm financially secure. They didn't talk about that stuff enough, man. There's people that's coming up, I'm not just thinking about now. I'm thinking about 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, man. This video's still up on my channel. It's going to be people that's going to be kids. They're going to be young adults, teenagers, man. They're going to be trying to navigate their way through life, trying to figure things out for themselves. And they may stumble across this video, So if I can reach back and help somebody else, with the things that I picked up over the years, somebody taught me, the things that I had to learn on my own or go through trial and error, then I'm here for it, man. So I'll keep making these videos, baby. Like I said, principles for building wealth, getting wealthy, and becoming financially secure. The first thing you got to remember, man, is to always pay yourself first. You feel me? And I understand, times may be hard. You may be living paycheck to paycheck, but you don't want to get in that predicament where damn near all of your money goes out to everybody else and you don't save none for yourself. I don't care if you live in paycheck to paycheck and it's $25. That's the only thing you can save every 2 weeks. That add up. That add up over time. You got to get in the habit of paying yourself first, And if you ambitious, you focus and doing all the right things that you need to be doing, the things you're trying to do with your life, you're not going to be stuck at that stage forever where you live in paycheck to paycheck, you one check away from financial disaster. You're going to keep moving up. I think back, I've been in my career, 14 years now, but before that, I remember I was broke in college, didn't hardly have no dollars in my pocket, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. I'm trying to make stuff stretch. But, I kept going. I kept moving up. My income kept increasing, and a lot of the stuff that I'm about to talk about, I kept applying it and the money kept multiplying. I found that I'm more financially secure today. I don't worry as much about stuff. I got investments, savings built up, emergency fund. I'm able to travel. I can go places and not have to think, damn, do I got enough money to go here? Oh, I'm about to go on vacation. Damn, if I paid for the room and the flight, but do I got enough money in my pocket, spending money for me to really enjoy myself? Oh, I don't want to just stay in the room, man. I ain't got no money, man. I don't want to be in that predicament, man. I'm not trying to go back to that, so that's why I try to apply these principles. I try to study the game and apply the formula. The next thing, man, you got to get started investing as early as possible. It's never too early to start investing in your financial security and your financial future. I started learning about the stock market when I was in high school, man. I had a math teacher. I told this story a few times before, but I had a math teacher my junior year of high school. He was into the stock market. I got my same brokerage account back from when it was called Share Builder. It's called E-Trade right now. Y'all can look this up. You want to start buying stocks. I'm not, pushing E-Trade on y'all. They're not paying. I'm just saying this is what I use. I invest on E-Trade. My daughter's college account I got on Charles Schwab. You got Cash App. I buy stocks on there. Crypto, I buy on Coinbase. All this stuff you could Google for yourself. Never take my word or anybody else's word for none of the stuff that I'm putting out, man. You always want to do your own research. Always seek the knowledge for yourself to make sure it's actually legit and you can apply it to your life. But like I said, man, I was back investing in high school, man, buying stocks, man. You know, I was the type of kid, I would go to the public library. I had a public library card, Columbus, Ohio, growing up there. You could rent down 20, 25 books. I was a bookworm. I was an athlete, but I was also a bookworm. So I would educate myself, man. Kids wasn't thinking about this type of stuff 16, 17, 18 years old. I was thinking about that type of stuff. I opened up that IRA back when I was in high school, all of that type of stuff. And I'm still that same way to this day. It's only going to keep getting better and better, man. You know, the next thing, understand the importance of a budget, man. You got to have, this is the math you need to be learning, right? You know, they didn't teach you this in high school or college 9 times out of 10, but the importance of a budget. You cannot spend more than you make. That's like basic math 101 to me. If you spending more than you make every month, you're going to end up in the red every time. You see it even with rich people, celebrity. They spending money like it's no tomorrow, man. You know, then their career might slow down. An athlete might get injured. They was buying all these houses, cars and stuff, clothes, fancy trips, tricking off on women. And now they look up, they ain't got no money. Now they down filing for bankruptcy, man. You supposed to take the money and try to multiply the money, invest the money, you know, put certain amount of money up. You know, I don't know, like look at an athlete. They get a $5 million contract. You know, if I was an athlete and I got like some money like that, automatically, you know, after I pay the taxes or whatever, you know, maybe I'm left with 3.5. I'm going to put 1.5 up to the side and pretend it doesn't even exist. That's my way of thinking right there. You got to have a budget. The goal, you know, every month is after you pay your bills and you invest some money for your retirement, pay yourself first. The goal is to have money left over every month. That's my personal goal, what I strive for every month. You know, after I pay out everything, pay myself, put some money in my retirement, stocks, whatever I'm doing, I want to have money left over every month. That's the goal right there. This is the next thing, man. Avoid that lifestyle inflation. It's so easy to get tempted when you see your friends, family, co-workers, they just went out, bought that new car. They just bought that fancy house. They taking all these trips. They got all the newest designer clothes. It's easy, you know, to feel like you're not doing enough or you got to try to keep up with them. The whole time, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They could be up to debt in their eyeballs. They could be miserable. They could be leasing everything. They putting everything on the credit card. Really, they ain't got it like that, man. They just only want to show you the good side of the picture. You feel me, man? That's why you cannot compare your situation to what the Joneses got. That's what it's called. Keeping up with the Jones. You got to worry about in-house. Focus on what's going on in your household, man. You know me, you know somebody got a faster car, got more money, got a bigger house than me. I don't concern myself with none of that, man, you know, because, you know, everything might not be good, but everything damn sure ain't bad neither. I got a peace of mind. You know, I'm doing well for myself. You know, I came a long way from where I started, man. So I'm going to keep staying in my lane and focused on what I got going on, making sure my finances are good. I don't got to prove myself to nobody. I don't got to buy a certain car or wear certain clothes just to say I got it. None of that, man. I'm cool. I could pull up damn in a Honda Civic, man. Pull up in a t-shirt, some shorts, and some Crocs, man, and still be confident in my own skin. This is the next thing. You got to be able to build skills and leverage them, man. That's what the game is all about. You got to have that leverage, man. You know, especially if you want to be financially successful, you coming up with skills, man. What is something that I can do, something I'm good at that can make me money? You know, I found, you know, that I was good making these videos on YouTube. So I started making videos on the YouTube. You know, it took me about a year. I finally got my channel monetized a couple of years ago, you know, and it's been up ever since, man. And like I said, man, you know, as far as investing, it's all the money I done made on this YouTube channel, man. Every month, you know, I put a little bit of money aside so I could pay my taxes on that income. But almost all of that income, I reinvested in stocks, man. That's a skill right there I'm taking and I'm leveraging it, man, to bring me back more money. That's how you got to think. You got to think like a producer and not a consumer, man. A investor, not a spender. That's how you're going to get rich. That's how you're going to get ahead of the game and have the lifestyle that a lot of people don't get to live, man, because they don't know these tricks. They don't know these. I ain't even going to call them tricks. They don't know this financial information right here that you need to apply, man. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's times, man, you know, where you may have an emergency come up, man. You may take a step forward to get knocked back 2 steps. You know, you just got to keep pushing, man. It's never going to be easy. easy. Anything worth having in life is never going to be easy. You just got to keep stepping and you got to stick to your formula. This is the next thing, man. Always be looking for opportunities, man, especially when it comes to investing your money, putting your money into investments, man. I'll be thinking like this: what's going to be the next Amazon? You know, the next company nobody knows about, but in 5-10 years, it's going to be the next Amazon, the next Nvidia, the next Tesla, the next Bitcoin, whatever, man, whatever investment. Well, I got a business idea. Let me put that business idea into play, man. You know, I'll be thinking all the time, how can I, expand? How can I, expand my horizons and come up with another strategy, a business idea, man, that's going to make me more successful, going to bring me in more money. That's how you got to think, man. I always think about something. If I spot something catches my eye, I got my merchandise line, I do the coaching, these YouTube videos. I may expand in the future to doing a podcast. I may get on Twitter. I always be looking for opportunity, man. When opportunity comes knocking, answer the door, man. Pick up the phone, because when that opportunity presents itself, you got to take advantage of it. If you don't take advantage of it, it may never come again, man. You got to be fast thinking. You got to be quick on your feet, man. Slow feet don't eat, baby. This is the next thing, the last thing I'm going to leave y'all with, man. Once you start to become successful, once you start to get in a position where you financially secure, you able to take care of your family, your loved ones, help your friends out in their time of need. Don't flaunt your wealth, man. Don't be a showboat trying to show off, man. You want to keep the wealth, man. You want to reach back and help somebody else out, man. It's a lot of people out here, man, like I said, they don't know. They just don't. They're not in the know, man, whether they didn't have parents, that knew, or they just didn't know, man. So, like I say, why I do these videos, I'm trying to help people. Wow, I want to see people become successful, and I ain't got it all figured out. I'm not trying to come on here and pretend I'm rich, famous. I'm a working 9-to-5 dude. I do pretty good for myself, and like I said, I came a long way, man. So, if I could reach back and give somebody a helping hand, give somebody some knowledge that they can actually apply to their life, man. I'm not coming on here selling $1 million, $1,000 courses, trying to get y'all some fluff, wasting y'all's time. This is stuff that you can use right now, man. You feel me? And like I say, always do your homework. Don't just take my word for it, man. Always do your homework, man, because you got to know for yourself that it could possibly work for you. Everything might not work for everybody. What works for me, it might not work for you. Y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Like I mentioned, I got the merchandise for sale. This is one of my shirts. It ain't for everybody, man. What I'm talking about, this lifestyle that I'm following and living, man, it's not for everybody, but it's damn sure for me. I got them in hoodies, tees, all sizes, all colors. Y'all got any input, thoughts, comments on this video, man? Drop a comment, man. I want to hear your thoughts. Put some more tips, some free advice that you may have learned over the years in the comments, man. Let's help each other out. Let's help each other to win, become successful. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.